Cheers. How you guys doing? Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Just wanted to kind of talk to you guys quickly. This is just going to be a quick video. I'm in the kitchen tonight. I actually just finished kegging the blueberry ale. And I made a little bit of an error. You guys will see in the video coming up, and we'll talk about that after you guys view the clip. I am getting ready to transfer my nut brown ale onto some cherries, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and I'm still trying to figure out what that mixture is going to be, how much of each I'm going to use. Obviously I'll use more cherries than cinnamon and nutmeg, but I've got to look at some other recipes and find out what people are recommending. So if you guys have any comments on that, or ideas, or even recipes that you've had or brewed in the past, comment below as always, and I'd love to take a look at those. The blueberry ale is 3.5 weeks old now, I think. I've done a lot of research on how long to let the blueberries sit and ferment in the secondary, and I will say I didn't really find a definitive answer. I was getting a little antsy, and I had started to kind of see the consensus that it really didn't matter how long they sat on the blueberries, a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. Once you racked it over and the secondary kind of fermentation kicked off and started, and then dropped off, there wasn't really much to be gained, and that's really what happened. So put it in the fermenter, in the primary. It fermented pretty strongly for about a week, and then I racked it over to the secondary, in which I had already filled or put in my pasteurized blueberries. Put the airlock on, and initially the first couple days after that, it did start fermenting and bubbling, not as aggressively as a primary fermenter, or as it did in the primary, but there was definitely some activity, and then that tailored off, and like I said, it had sat in there for 2 weeks, almost 2.5 weeks at this point, so I thought it was fine. I was not super happy because I actually didn't get as much as I hoped, but now thinking back in the process, it's like, yeah, I had 5 gallons to begin with. There was some settlement in the primary. I racked that over into the secondary, probably only brought over 4.5 gallons, maybe 4 3/4 to the secondary. Added the blueberries. I've actually got the carboy here that actually has quite a bit of blueberry settlement in it that I've got to clean here coming up. So I probably only was able to get, I'm guessing, 4 gallons, maybe 4 1/4 into the keg. So we'll see. It's going to be a good beer. It smelled amazing in the keg before I put the lid on, and then the color was awesome. The purple kind of hue didn't come through in the color, but it was a really nice kind of caramely color, which I've seen in other fruit beers that I've had. So I'm happy. We'll see. I've like I said, I've got it in the keg. You'll see in the video later on, it's sitting with 30 pounds of pressure on it. So hopefully, 3-4 days, it'll be ready to go. I've actually got a Rebel IPA here. This is a Sam Adams beer. I was drinking this in last week's homebrew video, and just gonna give it a quick pour. I am no beer expert or taster by any means, but this is one of my favorites. I'm a big hop guy. I like the IPAs. You can see this is a very nice color. It has some great hop flavor and just a great real bitter hop taste to it. So Why don't you guys take a look at the clip? Like I said, I did a quick clip of the the kegging of the blueberry ale, and then there's a follow-up clip of the of the keg and a question I have for you guys. So we'll see you in a minute. All right, guys. Here's a quick quick update. I'm actually kegging up the blueberry ale tonight, and right now I've got my keg sitting disassembled. As you can see, I've taken the top off, the post, the in and the out, cleaned it with Star Sand, and everything's in my large bin that I can put all my big pieces in. I've got this Tupperware bin that I keep to put my large pieces in. I've got the racking cane and the large outlet tube for the keg, and as you can see up here, I've got the blueberry ale that is going to be getting kegged tonight. I had wanted to do a little bit longer video for you guys, some of my other brewing equipment up there, but I'm strapped for time tonight, so here's a quick update, and we'll show you the rest another time. I'm going to be transferring that the other bucket, which is right here, over to a carboy that I have sitting over there, and I'm going to rack that onto some cherries, cinnamon, and nutmeg later in the week. So we'll shoot some footage of that for next week. That's about it, and we'll see ya. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. All right, here we are, guys, up in the living room, or the dining room rather, and I've got the blueberry ale all kegged. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I'm actually going to do something here with this cord. I'm going to have an outlet put in behind the kegerator so that it's completely hidden, so you don't see that at all. My buddy's an electrician, so that shouldn't be too bad. This is the kegerator I showed you guys in an earlier update. One thing I wanted to point out was I actually updated the tap, or the faucet. I had a problem with the last faucet. It seemed to be leaking. This one actually is a nice Perlink, I think it's called Perlick. It's got a little P on the front there that you guys can see. It came with this little attachment here to kind of seal up the faucet when it's not in use. I don't know if I'm going to use that long term or not. It shouldn't leak. The other one was leaking, which was just the standard faucet that came with the kegerator, so I think that might solve the problem altogether. This one had a really nice stainless steel internal ball system, so I think that should take care of it. Here on the front, I just want to show you guys, I did a nice logo. I've come up with a logo for my brewery, Sugarbrook Brewing in Gonick, New Hampshire, and it's just a nice picture of a flowing brook in the mountainside. Show you guys the inside here. So that's the blueberry ale that you guys saw in the video downstairs, all kegged up. I've got 30 pounds sitting on it, and one thing I actually wanted to talk to you guys about was kind of a big fail of the night, and that is my beer line right here coming out. So earlier in the week, I actually rinsed the beer line out with hot OxyClean, real hot water, and OxyClean that I had used to clean the keg. Hooked that up, pumped that through the line and through the new faucet that I had installed. Then later on in the evening, I cleaned out the keg with several rinses, real hot water rinses, and then on the last rinse hooked up the keg and ran a couple gallons through the system of real hot water to kind of flush those lines. Now, what I should have done tonight when I had the sanitizer in the keg was actually come up here real quick, hook it up, put some pressure on it, and run sanitizer through the line and through the faucet. I didn't because I was in a rush, and it's not because I just said, screw it, it'll be fine. It's because I actually forgot. I was rushing to try and get this done so that my wife could go to bed, and I forgot. So question for you guys. Comment below if you think I've got some issues. I do still have the opportunity to disconnect that line. I haven't run any beer through this at all yet, so I could disconnect that line, disconnect it from the faucet, and clean it out, run some sanitizer through it, soak it in sanitizer quickly just to make sure it's clean and sanitized. I know it's clean, it's just not sanitized. So again, for some of you guys that keg, let me know what you think. I know the faucet has been sanitized. I did soak that in sanitizer before I installed it, so I'm not too worried about that. So that's it. That's the blueberry ale, and that's the kegerator. So we'll see you guys soon. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. All right, so as you guys just saw in the video, kind of a big fail on my part tonight. I was rushing. I was trying to get this done so my wife could head up to bed. She's actually in bed right now, so I'm trying to be a little quiet. So I didn't bring the keg full of sanitizer upstairs to the kegerator to run the sanitizer through the line, the beer line, and the tap, or the faucet. Now, like I said in the video, I did wash that out really well, rinsed it really well with OxyClean. I had cleaned the keg earlier in the week, kind of getting ready. I had done some work to the kegerator, putting the new faucet on. So I had worked on the keg. I had cleaned the line really well with OxyClean, really hot water and OxyClean. Let that sit in there for a little while. Rinsed the keg out a bunch of times with really hot water, and then came back and ran hot water through the line and the tap. And I know that the tap, or I keep saying tap, but it's really the faucet. I know that the faucet had been sanitized, so I'm not really worried about the faucet. And I don't know if people rinse their lines with sanitizer every time, or if they just do the OxyClean, do the hot water, and then let the hot water sit in there. I mean, part of me is thinking it's fine because it's a contained, it's contained. I mean, you have the line that connects into the tap, the faucet's closed, the beer line at the other end that clicks on or clips onto my keg is closed, essentially. And there's water trapped inside, so there's really no air or way that a contaminant could start and grow in there, I'm thinking. But I don't know. I mean, I know obviously it would be great to get sanitizer in there, and like I said in the video, I could pull it apart and soak it in some sanitizer if people really think I should. But you know, I mentioned it to my wife, and she said, "Well, we'll just have to drink the beer before it gets contaminated." So we'll see. But cheers! Happy Homebrew Wednesday. It's been great kind of getting back into this. I'm enjoying making the videos. I was actually inspired a little bit by Technicians. I think it's Technicians Brewery. In that I was watching some of his older videos, and he said, "Geez, you know, I consider myself a home brewer and a brew tuber, and I don't have any brewing video up of myself." And so that's one thing I'm going to work on is getting a video of me actually brewing one of these beers. And, you know, I did a quick little video tonight. I had wanted to do a longer video, but I was rushing. It was quick, and I took the footage I could. But I will take footage this weekend when I transfer the cherry nut brown into the secondary, and I'll show you guys kind of what I'm doing here in the kitchen with the cherries and the cinnamon and nutmeg, and getting that into a secondary and then racking that over. So I'll document that and put that up in next week's Homebrew Wednesday video. And I also will be introducing a recipe for my next brew. I think it's going to be a porter, maybe the Craig 2 porter, actually. I keep kind of looking at different recipes. I want to do a chocolate peanut butter porter, but I'm looking and I don't know exactly what to do with the peanut butter, where to get it, how much I need and everything, and I want to get something going quick behind the cherry. So maybe I'll do the Craig Tube Porter. I know a lot of you guys have done it. It's a great beer from what I've read and what I've seen and heard. So maybe I'll give that a try. It's winter time, so I'm trying to brew up some winter beers. The cherry nut brown is kind of my twist on a winter warmer, and then we'll get the porter going behind it. And this fruit beer was really just the was supposed to be one of my summer beers that got delayed, as we talked about before. So cheers. I think that's it. Shout out to everybody. Tony Yates, again, love the videos, checking out your videos. Craig Tube, always watching your videos. Technicians Brewery, been checking a lot of your stuff out. Greedy Dragon Brewing or Brewery, checking out your videos, a lot of your tasting videos. Home Beer Brewery, always does a great job. Hockey player, main brew guy. Everybody, really, it's a great community, and it's a great thing that you guys do every week, posting up your videos and your brewing videos and different videos that you do throughout the week. So I want to say thank you, appreciate it, and cheers. We'll see you guys soon. I'm going to save a little of this one. I almost forgot, guys. Quick little update on the electric brewery. I have been searching the web, scouring the web. I've been on eBay. I've been on, every website I can find, and I have been finding amazing deals. And I just want to let you guys know, if you're taking this journey to create an electric brewery, as I've stated that I'm going to start doing, get in contact with me. Send me an email through YouTube, or hit me up at sugarbrookbrewing@gmail.com, and I'll put the email in the comments below. I have found some great deals. I mean, I found the little LED lights for the control panel for like $1 a piece. I found the elements, the 5,500 watt elements for, I got 2 of them for the price of 1, and it was at a hardware store. I forget where, Midland Hardware actually, and it said they had like 100 of these things. So I got the elements for like barely nothing. I think it was like $25 for 2 of the elements. And they're normally like 30 or 40 bucks a piece if you look at Amazon or some of the other websites, eBay and whatnot. And I found a bunch of the switches for the control panel, and several of the other little components for cheap on eBay. So I don't know if I had talked about the process before and what I was hoping to do, and basically want to get that first kettle in the element and get the boil kettle going so that I can boil and do beers while I'm assembling the rest of the system. And that first part is really getting all the components to the control panel and building the control panel. I imagine that's going to take me some time to assemble all the pieces and parts, although I've already got quite a bit of the components. Right now I'm looking at some of the PIDs and the alarm controller, and I had some questions for Tony, and he answered those in watching some of his older videos and stuff. So I think I'm going to end up with the same PIDs and alarm controller that Tony used, which is kind of cool because I think he had some schematics for that as well. So I have started to assemble some of the pieces and parts for the control panel, and next week I should have some of those. I have a few of them already, but I'll show some of that stuff next week, and I'll probably start, once I start building, I'm probably going to start a separate little series for that. So that's it. Cheers.